Hi, I'm Matthew Francis, and I'm going to show you how to make incredible burgers every single time. So when you have a good burger, you can really tell. There's a charbroiled dark brown outside, you have the grill marks, and on the inside it's nice and juicy, beefy, and delicious. And it all comes down to the process of when you actually cook your burgers. But all these skills will work really great for turkey burgers, veggie burgers, chicken burgers, what have you. It's all sort of the same tips and tricks that are gonna help you out in your kitchen. So here we have 2 pounds of beef. It's 80-20, which means 80% lean meat and 20% fat. When it comes to burgers, you really wanna remember that fat equals flavor. So now we're gonna move on to actually flavoring the burger mix. Now, you don't have to do this if you buy some super great quality beef and you wanna just make sure that you can taste the actual meat when you eat it. Just forming patties out of the beef and using salt and pepper would be a great way to show the quality of the meat that you bought. But if you're on a budget or you have normal beef or you just wanna add way more flavor, you can put in some mix-ins. To our beef, I'm gonna add in some onion granules, some parsley, garlic granules, Worcestershire sauce, and some black pepper. For right now, I'm not gonna put the kosher salt into the beef mixture itself. Salt is hydrophilic, which means it loves water and it extracts water out from your meat or from your veggies or whatever you use it for. So if we put the salt in the beef mixture now, it might make it dry and tough later on. So for now, I'm gonna leave the salt out and make my burger mix, form them into patties, and then we'll salt them right before they go on the grill. Once you have seen that all your kind of spices or flavorings are fully mixed into your beef mixture, stop there. If you overmix it, it's gonna get tough, it could get really dense, and we don't want that. We want it to be as light and as juicy and moist as possible. So a really great trick to make sure your beef mixture has a ton of flavor is to make it ahead of time. So let's say you have your friends or family coming over for dinner, you're gonna have burgers outside, make the beef patty mixture that morning. Keep it covered with plastic wrap in your fridge, and all those flavors will really marinate together and really penetrate all different parts of the meat. And that way when you make your burgers later on, it's gonna be so flavorful. Okay, so now I'm gonna make some beef patties. And what you can do is you can weigh them out into 2-ounce or 4-ounce balls, but I tend to kind of just put them in my hand, and when they're about the size of my palm, I squeeze them down and shape them into a patty. Now, you don't want to go too thick or too thin. Oftentimes people will go way too thin and their burgers will fall apart, or people go too thick and they're hard to bite into. I would go about 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch thick. And a good way to make sure that your burgers don't shrink up when you cook them is to make an indentation in the center here, kind of like this. And if you do that, then when the burger cooks, it will shrink up inside, okay? So here we have a great burger patty. First things first, before we actually start grilling, you wanna make sure that your grill is ready. And we do that by making sure it's fully cleaned out, that you've kind of scraped off any burnt bits from before, that you kind of cleared out any grease. And then once you have a nice clean grill with clean grates, take a paper towel, dunk it in some oil, use some tongs, and rub it onto the grill plates. That's going to make sure that your burgers don't stick and that everything is well moistened and lubricated so that you can easily flip them and take them off. Very important to grilling. Before they go on the actual grill, I want to take some salt and season it on both sides. Okay, and then we'll go right onto the grill here. So while we're grilling out here, it's important to mention that temperature matters. You don't want to have a grill that's too high in temperature or too low. You want to aim for a good medium. And if you can put your grill in zones, even better. You can have high heat on one end and lower heat on the other. That way, if you need to move things around, you can really play with the temperature. So once you put the burger on the grill, make sure you close the lid so that way it keeps as warm as possible so they cook quickly and they stay moist. Now, it's very important when you actually have your burgers on the grill that you only turn them once. I know it's really hard. You can be really tempted to flip them around and check. Don't be like tossing them, flipping them, because the more you move them, the more chance they're going to break, that they're going to fall apart, that you're going to drop one. But if you just leave the burger on the grill and you don't touch it, it'll form a nice crust on the bottom, it'll form grill marks, and it won't overcook or fall apart. It usually takes about 3 to 5, 6 minutes or so. You kind of have to watch it, play it by ear. Once your first side is done and you flip over the burger to cook the other side, let it go for a few more minutes, and then before you want to pull them off, take a slice of cheese and put it on the patties and then close the lid. That will allow the cheese to melt into the burger and get super delicious. So when it comes to the doneness of your burger, you just want to go for however you like it. If you want to have medium rare or medium well or done, go for it. Fully cooked beef is 160 or higher, but for me, I like my burgers medium rare, so I go around 140 and they're perfect. Another great trick that's gonna make your burgers out of this world is to take your buns and grill them on the grill as well. I love pretzel buns, they're so good. And basically just take some oil and brush it onto the bun itself. You also could use butter. And then take your bun and put it onto the grill and let it get all nice and charred and toasty. And that's just gonna add way more dimension to your entire burger eating process, and it's gonna be delicious. All right, we're back inside, and now I'm gonna take all the great stuff that we've done and put it all together into one beautiful burger. First, let's start off with the toasted buns, okay? So on the bottom, we have some homemade chipotle mayo that we made. I like this because it's spicy and creamy. And then on the top, I'm gonna add some mustard, some stone ground mustard. Then onto the bottom, I'm gonna put a little bit of onion. I love red onion, but you can also do caramelized onions. You can do whatever you want on your burger. Then I'm gonna add the patty. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of lettuce, and then we'll put some tomato on there, and then we'll top it with the bun. Feel free to experiment, add different types of cheeses you like, different fillings, different toppings, different spreads. Do whatever you want to make your burger your own, but if you stick to these classic techniques and the skills that make your burgers incredible, they'll be perfect every time. If you enjoyed watching this video, please subscribe to Allrecipes. We make a ton of incredible cooking videos that are gonna help you in the kitchen. And don't forget to press the notification bell so you don't miss any of those great videos we do put out. And down in the comments below, tell me how you make your perfect burger. Do you have favorite toppings? Do you cook it a certain way? Let me know. I'm Matthew Francis, and I'll see you next time.